Everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backwards thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred.
Welcome to Truth Forums, a forum to discuss truth in a friendly surrounding like we do at home at the kitchen table. I'm your host, Dr. Smith. I will lead compelling, relatable, and honest conversation. My guests will range from community leaders, professionals, and real people whose stories will touch and inspire you. Discussions will center around relationships, real stories of personal and struggles and amazing, triumphant, and compelling topics in the news, pop culture, and will capture our cities and nation's attention. If you would like to be a guest at the kitchen table, you may call the office at 269-962-5553 or at kingdombuildersworldwide2@gmail.com. Before I introduce to you my guests, Robert Potter and Callie Hall, I'd like to thank my producers, Carl English and Mike Campbell. My wife is on Facebook Live. Tiffany Smith is on the camera. My co-host, Doug Jones, and my program coordinator and camera, Kara Bolden. My vision is to catalyze, energize, and bring things together. I want to share some things that are extremely essential. If we're going to be successful, a lot of this has to do with business and business opportunities. If we're wise, we know that we go nowhere ignorant of ourselves. There'll be no network unless we know who we are so that we are in the network. And there'll be no power. So today, we are networking. We're reawakening African people. And we do our very best to help us take our place alongside everyone else. That's where we belong. We're going to make sure that we always stay focused, learn, become knowledgeable, share, and distribute the knowledge. So today, I'm excited to introduce to you, I think he's a distant cousin of mine, because he's definitely my wife's cousin, and he's the co-host cousin, and the co-host is my cousin. So everybody just a whole bunch of cousins. And also we have Callie. Let's welcome them at the kitchen table. Mr. Robert Potter and Miss Callie. Am I saying it right, Callie?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
All right. Now, you know, this is a different kind of show because we're going to be talking about what you specialize in. And then I may throw a couple curveballs, but I did go on your Facebook.
Okay.
And I guess the first thing I want to do is I want Callie, just tell me a little bit about you, Callie, and then Robert, just tell me something about you so everyone on the show will know who you are, and then we'll go deeper later. Callie, you can go first.
Okay, so my name is Callie Hall. I was born and raised in Battle Creek, Michigan. I'm a graduate of Battle Creek Central, and I will graduate from KCC in the spring with a degree in early childhood education and human services. I work at Garden of Dreams Preschool as a lead teacher there, and I also work as a direct care worker, and I work with 2 young children who have autism. So my passion is working with the youth.
All right. Okay. Your turn.
And I am Robert Potter. I am a full-time health and fitness coach, part-time fitness instructor. I've been doing this for the past 4 years. I've actually lost 138 pounds myself and found passion for helping others throughout health and fitness. So very passionate about what I do. I'm very active in our community. So yeah, it's kind of surface to me.
Okay. Well, we're going to definitely cover a couple things. The first thing is, Callie, you mentioned that you really love working with children. So
Yes.
we're going to definitely talk about that as we deal with this health and fitness thing, because that's something passionate to all of us. The ministry Kingdom Builder is all about the children. My wife is all about the education thing. But before I do that, I know you're a health guy, but I always throw out these statistics, and I like to hear a younger version of your response. African Americans are affected by and die of many diseases. oftentimes more than other American groups. Why is it? And if Callie want to help you out, she can. But 'cause I definitely want to talk about your Herbalife and everything else we can do to promote what you do. But just what is your philosophy? You haven't hit 30 yet, have you?
No, I'm 27.
27. So you're younger. Why is it that it seems like the African American people struggle the most with the sickness and the disease? And I just like to hear what you think about it.
So for me personally, that's kind of a big area for me. I see it, obviously I'm a black man, so I see it in the community. Our people, I find they don't say don't care, but they're not as aware of their health and food and what they're eating. It's just like, if it tastes good, give it to me kind of thing. And we're not training our kids young, like if they don't like it, they don't gotta eat it. Like I'm a victim of that. So I got young children and it's so hard. My son don't want nothing green on his plate, and I'm like, he get the wine and fighting, and before I know it, I'm just like, he don't gotta eat it. I don't feel like dealing with it, kind of thing. But really, I mean, we gotta start teaching them young that health is important, and it's all about what you eating and nutrition and all that kind of stuff. So,
and again, you can always chime in. Before we do that, so I want to throw something out, and I heard Callie, you're kind of into the political stuff too, but we'll see. We'll see if this inspire you. As you know, and this is not a show that supports Republicans or Democrats or independents. I just deal with the facts and the data. The Republicans have been trying a long time to reduce the nutrition set that our beautiful former First Lady Michelle Obama implemented. And her intent was to cut obesity, among school children. He came in and he kind of changed it because of what you just said. They felt like, well, even though she had all these little green little things on the plate, the kids didn't like it. So they were just throwing it away. So now here come Trump, and then they outdid that program. How important is it that our young children from pre-K, preschool to K through whatever, 3, 4, 5, eat right? Because now, I looked at your Facebook page, and you said you were once 300-some pounds?
350.
But you're only 27.
Right.
So when were you that big?
So, I mean, my whole life, I just thought that's how it's supposed to be. I've always been known as Big Rob. So, from the time I remember elementary school playing rocket football, I always had to play up because I was the big kid. So when I was in third, I was playing with the fourth graders. And then by the time I got to fifth grade, they didn't have a sixth grade team. So my sixth grade year, I actually had to sit out. So I'd always been the big guy. I remember in fifth grade, so I could play football, they got me running around the track with a plastic garbage bag on to cut weight, taking all my pads out before I go get on the scale just like to make the weight. So, I mean, and that was literally, it wasn't because I was inactive, which goes back to the 80, so my philosophy is 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. You can't out-train a bad diet. So,
say it again, slow down and say that to the camera, because that was some good stuff. 80% what now?
80% nutrition, what you put in your mouth, what the food you eat, 20% fitness and exercise, moving, but 100% mindset is what always brings it together. But, the 80%, for me, growing up, I was always an active kid. I wasn't like the kid sitting in the house playing video games or anything like that, but I was still obese. And as I look back on my life, I can only think about it is I would go run around all day, do whatever I wanted outside, play, burn calories, whatever. I would always play the sport. There never was a day I came home and just sat on the couch. Like I was always a track, football, something, wrestling, powerlifting, like every day. So when I look back at it, I was like, I understand why I was so heavy. Yeah, I do. Because as soon as I got out of football practice, I'm going home having 2 double cheeseburgers made, big fat ones made on the grill. My mom had cooked the fries and big old cup of Kool-Aid, like all that kind of stuff. And that's what's typically going on in our African American households. Is not really anything healthy because this tastes good and this and that, fry this and extra butter.
Were you ever concerned about your health?
Never. Growing up? No,
Yeah.
never. I mean, I'm Big Rob. That's just me, and that's how I'm going to be, and that's how it is.
But you said 300 pounds?
Not back then. Like,
Okay.
that was progressive. I got up to my largest. When I was in high school, I mean, my senior year of high school, I played football. When I thought I was in good shape, I was 270 pounds. I thought I was in like prime shape, solid, ready to go. But I mean, for what I was doing, offensive and defensive lineman, I was.
I got you. Okay. So, Callie, what do you think about when they decided to cancel Michelle Obama program? There's a young lady that was a parent, and she could have been a Republican, I don't know, which I'm not concerned about that part. But this is what she said about the program. She said she was happy what Donald Trump did, and she said, our schools are loving this. The cooks no longer have to cry over dozens of trash cans of tossed, lousy, gross, under-desired food going to waste. Talking about green stuff. The kids are loving this, and now their tummies are full with great tasting food made the old-fashioned way that I used to, and now able to concentrate on learning instead of empty belly rumbles. Now, you working with foster children, or you working with children, my wife works with children, is a greasy hamburger good for a third grader so they can learn? No. Yummy for their tummy? Is it all about being yummy for your tummy?
No, not at all. So I think that when you're looking at school meals and meals in general, the foods that are more healthy for you, like fruits and vegetables, cost more. Convenient food, box dinners, that stuff is cheaper. So a lot of people will resort to that, and it's easy. Everything is about what's convenient. Everyone's so busy, especially if it's a single parent home or even like two parent homes, depending on what type of activities are going on. Their kids have sports. It's all about convenience, and that food that is easy to make really quick is going to be cheaper, prepackaged, loaded with preservatives that are really unhealthy for kids. And so the stuff that the schools are serving, that's not fresh food. It's not being cooked. It's packaged, frozen meals.
So it's about convenience. It's about convenience, but it's hurting the children.
Definitely.
Hurting the children. Wow. That's very interesting. So what I want to do is I want to go into, you're the exercise guy, okay? And you got that winning smile, so it works. I mean, you got this big old bright smile, and I think anybody would just want to learn because that smile is amazing.
Appreciate that.
But, so check it out. I did some more research, and I do concentrate on the African American community, but it's not just about the African American community. But in exercise, in fact, one of the most important part of keeping your body at a healthy weight is to exercise. People lose their weight, they lower risk of disease, they help you maintain weight, decrease. I'm in my 50s, Robert. I'm in my 50s. I can't get rid of my stomach. Now listen, I work out faithful twice a day. Okay? It's like I don't do the weights. But I'm having a hard time, and maybe there's people in the audience that or on Facebook that may have questions for you, and we definitely want them to ask once we get to that component. Just send us a text. Facebook, my wife would try to get the question, and then I'll try to ask the professional here. But what would you tell this 50-plus-year-old fella how to deal with, well, I'm going to be transparent. I'm very transparent, you all. I take a lot of energy drinks, 5-hour energy drinks. So I'm transparent. I'm a pastor, but I need prayer. Pray for me. Okay, so I do take 5-hour energy sometimes. Before I retired from FedEx, I worked nights, and that was what I did to kind of keep it going. I've never drunk coffee, so that helped replace, I guess, the caffeine. But someone mentioned that energy drink or a 5-hour energy drink causes something to the stomach. Now, I don't know, and maybe you don't know, but what's your suggestion you would say to me? Look at my co-host, he's in his 50s, and he looks way better than I do. I mean, and he definitely don't work out as much as me. So talk to me, Robert. Well, before you tell me about which I'm going to ask for next, because I may sign up and be up under you and then get some folks in the game. Okay. So talk to me, Robert.
Well, first of all, the first thing I'm going to say, like I started off, 80% about what you eat. So you said you're having trouble with the gut. So my first question is, what did you eat? What are you eating?
So after church today, we keep going.
Okay. So that's going to be my first thing. I'm going to figure out what you eat and we're going to clean up your diet. Because like I said, it's 80% about what you eat, 20% exercise.
Okay.
I'm not saying you can exercise is not important.
Okay.
Not saying that at all.
Okay.
But 80% of it, like, so most people are going to work out 1 to 2 hours a day.
Okay.
If you crazy, maybe 3. You might do the long, intense workouts, but then the rest of the day, you got to be conscious of what you put in your body. You're going to eat throughout the day.
Okay.
I always use the analogy of your body being like a campfire. Once you wake up in the morning, you get your metabolism going, like rubbing some sticks together, the fire started. You got to keep that fire burning. So every 2 to 3 hours, you got to keep eating, fueling with good stuff.
Okay.
So a lot of times, if you work out all the time, you work out 1 hour, 2 hours a day, and then you go home and you just eat like all you can eat, and then do it the next day. All you're doing is you're getting stronger, but you're not losing the weight.
Right. What you'll probably do, and you do see some people who work out or they don't work out nearly as much, but they stay. Like, how you keep them abs? Like, it's all about your metabolism. Some people just are born with that metabolism. They blessed. Truly, I don't know what else to say. Some people just have that metabolism.
Okay.
But in most
Mine
cases,
has died.
But we can reactivate it.
You can.
We can revive the
Resurrection.
dead. Resurrection. Hallelujah.
That's fine.
I'm telling you.
Okay, go ahead.
But,
Keep going. Okay. Hey, y'all, if you want to resurrect your metabolism,
I'm telling you.
call 1-800-ROBERT. Call 1-888-ROBERT-POTTER. Go ahead, Robert. Keep going.
So, like you were saying with the energy drinks are, I don't know all the specifics on like fiber energies, but I know the energy drinks themselves are not very good for you, full of a lot of sugar, things like that, empty calories, things like that. So we do try to focus on cleaner, healthier ways to get your body energized, and definitely once you clean up your diet, just by getting proper nutrition, you'll have more energy just that way.
Okay, so before I go into, and again, Callie, remember, you jump in if you feel something we didn't mention or you just feel like talking because you ain't talking. Let me know.
Okay.
Right, because she's a 50-pound loser herself. Look at her
What?
over here on my right.
She was what? 50-pound loser? You were?
She's lost 50 pounds within the last year.
Really? Okay, so we're definitely going to talk about this. So there's been a trend regarding physical health. We've been hearing about it all through America culture. There's no shortage of a diet fad. So I heard of Slim Fast. I think I even tried that for a minute. Atkins, I tried that numerous times. I lose, gain. And then the South Beach, I haven't done that yet. But I noticed you have on your shirt, and I saw your Facebook, and before I go further from some biblical things, it is called Herbalife.
Herbalife.
Tell us about Herbalife.
So,
Is it life or light?
Life.
L-I-F-E. Okay. All right. Herbalife.
So Herbalife is actually the #1 nutrition company in the world. We've been around for 37 years. I've been a part of the company for coming up on 5 years here soon. And like I said, it helped me lose 138 pounds. And
before you go there, is Callie a part of it?
Yes,
Callie.
she's a member.
Callie.
She is a member.
I was gonna say Callie now.
Yeah, she used to work with me more. Like, everyone's not designed to be a health coach.
Okay.
And she tried it with me. She was participant. We worked together, and she tried her hand at it, but she just decided it's not for her. She still supports me in it, and she uses the products and sends me referrals.
That's what I mean.
And things
Use
like
products,
that.
good.
Yeah. And sends me referrals.
Is there an energy drink for me?
Yes, sir. We can walk right across the street. So my nutrition club is literally right across the street, called the Energy
Why
Nut.
you didn't bring some of your stuff?
Because we're going there afterwards.
Did
We
you
are going
not,
afterwards,
did you
that's
not know to bring your stuff?
I didn't know. I really didn't know.
Oh, so you have a store
It's a nutrition club, not a store, but a nutrition club where people can come to help
in the
us.
city?
Right across the street.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
But it's gonna be late.
I got keys.
We walk in.
Right now.
You can give me a drink.
Gotcha. But you might not sleep tonight.
Okay. Well, I'll work out tonight.
All right.
You know when you said a 2-hour thing?
Yes,
That's
sir.
me, 2 hours.
All right.
Psych. So, DC, what you think about this Herbalife, man? I've heard it before. Have you heard of it before?
Yeah, I've heard of Herbalife. It's been around for a long time, And I think years ago I tried it.
Yeah.
And I can't remember why I stopped or when I stopped. I think I was doing it because a friend asked me.
Right.
But with me, I have kind of a funny, a strange workout. But a lot of times too, it's the exercise, it's what you eat, and it's when you eat, and how often you eat. Because I do like a cheeseburger every now and then, but it's not part of my normal diet.
Amen.
I don't eat it all the time.
Well, you're a very disciplined man, dude.
Yeah.
I admire that about you. You're very disciplined. I've never seen you ever overweight. You've always stayed yourself together. I fluctuate, Robert.
Part of that is refereeing, because I referee. That's part of it. My metabolism has not died.
Yes. Mine, I told you diet. But go ahead. What you gonna say, Robert?
So, like the name is Herbalife.
Uh-huh.
So that's the biggest thing I try to teach my clients and just people. I mean, not saying Herbalife's the magic cure-all or go-to. Everybody needs to be drinking Herbalife or doing this.
Right.
I mean, it works for me.
But you got the energy, man. I mean, hey, I'm feeling it right now.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I live,
like
breathe, and it's what I do. So I'm gonna push it and I'm gonna support it and I'm gonna tell you, let's get on. But at the end of the day, if you don't, I'm not saying that's the only way to be healthier and move.
Right.
It's all about what works for you. But the Herbalife, it's about a lifestyle. I heard you use the word diet. You tried the Atkins, we tried Slim Fast, tried this and that. And that's the thing I try to help eliminate from my clients' mindset is the diet. Get rid of the diet mindset.
Yeah.
Because that's going to leave you in a cycle where you're going to continue to do this for 6 weeks, and then you stop, and then you say, well, I got to do this forever. I mean, you're going to go back to what you were doing that put the weight on, and then you're going to keep doing that cycle, 6 weeks on a diet, then go back to your old lifestyle, your old eating habits, and then you're going to need to lose that weight again. And it's going to...
Well, look, before I go further, I would like to give Tony, your mother? Mm-hmm. Tony Potter. Is Potter?
Yep, Potter Williams.
Tony Potter, I'd like to give you a shout out. Now, you know me, but you're my wife's first cousin, and you have an amazing son here. I don't remember him, and I am just so proud. And then you have a beautiful grandmother, which is Patricia. Now, that's the only side of the family I know. I know you got other people, but I want to give Patricia and Tony Potter a shout out for a great young man because this is really impressive. Really. I'm very impressed, and thank you for that. So, let's go a little biblical. I want to talk a little bit about the Bible because when I say Bible, more so the church, because I'm concerned, we want to save the world. Matter of fact, I only like this camera because it's showing my waistline. Okay, so here we go. So we want to say, I'm trying to get healthy now. I'm on this show. I'm on this talk show trying to get healthy. Sat next to Brother Robert. Anyway, Robert, we are trying to save the world. And my father said one thing to me that was so profound. He said, nobody wants a broke down, sick preacher. And it's hard for me to talk about everything, and I don't have no discipline. We can talk about living right, having discipline in other areas, but then in the church area, we fail. After church is over, we go have our chicken dinners, and we go have our Popeye dinners, and we're always eating after church. I mean, that's like a part of our culture. And so now, many of our family members are sick, and we'll go pray for them, but they have abused the temple of God. They have abused God's body, and you play a major role. Everybody have their different ministries. Like I'm a senior pastor, but everybody got their own role, and I'm sure you are definitely a part of your ministry, whereas you are helping people live long naturally. We work on the spiritual man, but you work on the natural man. And I really want to encourage you to keep pushing that. And you being younger, a lot of old folks may not want to listen to you, but hey, the bottom line is we're dying every day. Clogged arteries. In your words, what's clogged arteries? Eating too much chili? What would you say clogged arteries?
Too much fat around the heart. And
too much fat, isn't it?
Your blood can't do what it's supposed to do, and cutting things off.
Yeah. And is our children not being able to really learn in school because of their diet? You said something very profound, Callie. You mentioned that it could be a financial reason why parents serve bad food, or they're in a hurry. So what could we do, Deacon Jones and our ministry, Kingdom Builders Worldwide? How could we help with the nutrition? You know how sometimes we have giveaway food, but it's always leftovers. Gatorade filled with sugar and all that kind of stuff. What could we do differently? Because a child may not, when I used to trick or treat, if you gave me an apple, I'll throw it at your house. I want a Snicker, right?
Right.
But you're saying we need the apples, we need the fruits. How can we change that culture? How can we get our society start thinking differently? What would y'all decide? You two are in charge now. What would y'all do differently?
Now that's the $1 million question. I can't even sit here and tell you I got the answer because, like I said, I'm raising 3 young kids myself, and they get to crying, and I don't want the broccoli and this and that, and I give in.
You give in?
Like, just go lay down. Like, I don't give them nothing else to eat. I'm like, this is what you eat, and you're either gonna eat or you're gonna be hungry,
right?
Kind of thing. But,
right.
So then sometimes when cars go fast and they are hungry, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta feed this kid, you know.
Okay.
But that's literally the $1 million question. I don't know how to like break that mold and really shift it, but we got to do something.
So let me say, if you were First Lady Callie in the White House and you wanted to implement some programs, what would you do to answer his question?
Great question.
What would you do to change the mentality of this country when it comes to giving our kids the right nutrition and
And I
making
think
sure
she
they
has
do
a
the
good
right
insight
thing?
on that because, I mean, in her class with the kids, like she's dealing with young kids and she sees that on a daily, so.
First Lady
So
Callie.
yeah, like the young kids that I work with, they love their fruits. They eat most of the vegetables that they're served. So I think it's once they're older. So I work with like 2-year-olds. So once they're older and they can say like, I'd rather have this than that. That's I think when it really starts. So part of it, like I said, is the financial aspect. Healthier foods need to be more affordable for families because they're not. So if you have a big family, you're providing food for more people. So you have to buy more. If you're already paying, like for a bunch of grapes, almost $10, how long is that going to last for a week feeding a family? A big family,
So
it's not
it
going to
becomes
last.
a financial
Yeah, I
matter.
think that's the biggest thing is financial.
And then the convenience part.
Right.
Some
and-
parents are getting lazy.
Oh, yeah, for
Definitely.
sure.
Because we're in a hurry. Everybody in a hurry. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Robert, hey. That's Fat Albert, right?
Fat Albert.
He made, I don't want to say he made fat cool, but he made you not be a bully. And I heard we got a question, so hold on for a minute. Did you ever have the peer pressure of the bullying experience? Did you ever get talked about?
Oh, definitely.
And how did that make you, man? Talk about that. And then hold your questions, and we're going to see who asked the questions in a minute.
Just like I said, I was always the big kid growing up. But I played sports, so we would go down to the park. Just some instances I remember. It's time to play basketball, and we got the shirts versus the skins. I'm the first one. I'm like, let me go hide in the bathroom. I ain't taking my shirt off, so I'm dipped out the whole time. Wait till the game over. I might play next round if we shirts. I don't know.
Okay.
So that's just one instance that just popped into my head right now. But you see it every day. People always pick on the fat people, but then even the I don't want to say fat, but even the fat kid, they try to divert the attention by always being the funny guy or the jokey guy, just things like that.
And they're trying to mask their pain.
Exactly. So of course it is a sensitive situation and bullying is real and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I think so. I had that, but I was still, I think, had good confidence still within myself. Like, you can say whatever, but I ain't ugly. Like, call me fat, but I ain't ugly. But so, I don't know. I've always been kind of a confident person anyway, even though, we all have insecurities and things, but.
That's good. We got a question?
Well, there's two things. First, Terrence Todd said, great to see a former student of mine doing positive things, Robert.
Hey, Mr. Todd. Thank you.
As a comment to how to get children to eat better food, they say that children need to be introduced to at least 15 times sometime before they even like it. So a lot of parents give up before the child has the opportunity to really get used to new foods, and maybe give them a dip to dip it in kind of helps with that also.
So Callie, what you think about that?
Oh, I agree completely, and I think that before you give them fruit, give them a vegetable, because if they're going to get introduced to fruit, it's usually sweeter, tastes better than vegetables, so that's what I do with my kids at work. Like, I'll encourage them to try their vegetables before the fruit, just because if they eat the fruit, then they eat all that, they're not going to want the vegetable, they're going to want more fruits. So, yeah,
Okay.
I think it's all about how you present it to them as well.
Okay.
And one thing she had also mentioned to me too is like some of her parents that she deal with are like vegans and different things like that, so they're teaching their kids to be that same way. And she like one day I think they weren't introducing the kid to sugar yet because they wanted them to try like she was just saying, try all the different vegetables, because obviously if you have sugar and then you have a piece of broccoli, you're gonna be like, I want that one versus that. So when she was telling me that, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So first thing, people start putting juice in babies' bottles right out the gate, stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, we gotta be careful on all those sugars that you're introducing your kid right out the gate. Like, get them used to the healthier things and maybe the peas. Feed them the peas before you feed them the sweet potatoes, like little baby jars food, stuff like that.
Okay.
Like,
Sometimes your kids I remember growing up, I hated green peas, and I didn't like green beans. I like green beans now, But I don't like green peas to this day, and cooked spinach. I couldn't eat cooked spinach. But I used to take the peas when Mom wasn't looking and throw them behind the refrigerator. And one day we got a new refrigerator.
Oh no.
So you can imagine how that looked. And I'm the one that got blamed because I would always finish my plate before everybody else.
Okay.
But, some kids grow up with that. They have a different palate. So even to this day, I don't like the texture and the taste of peas in my mouth, but I will eat green beans and other. I don't like spinach either. No, I'll eat it green, but I won't eat it cooked.
I had that same thing. Growing up, I didn't eat nothing. I mean, green beans. My grandma had a plant just like that on her dining room table, and she actually found, like a few years later, she was like, you used to throw all your green beans in my little centerpiece. So I would, every time, clean my plate, I just stick them right into the bottom of the plant, and it was in there for a while. Then she found them all one day. But now at this point, I've also trained, and it's more of a discipline thing, depending on what your goals are. For me, like I just completed a 9-week transformation challenge. And for that challenge, I was really strict on my diet. I learned change my mindset towards food. It's not we eat to live, but live to eat. So making sure that I was eating for fuel, not just eating because it tastes good. Mm-hmm. So even though I don't like the greens, I don't like all the spinach and stuff, I'm eating anyway just because I changed my mindset, and I know this is my fuel. Like if you drive a Maserati, you're going to put unleaded in there, you're going to put premium gas.
Right. So part of my responsibility is when I'm teaching, I try to be user-friendly. I want to be able to relate to all different genres and age brackets. So I need you to do the same for me and make it as elementary as possible. Good carbs and bad carbs. What does that mean?
Good carbs and bad carbs. So pretty much good carbs are whole grains. Pretty much your whole wheats, oatmeal, quinoa, sweet potatoes, things like that are your good carbs. Bad carbs are the white, fatty, flour, like more flour, white bread, pasta.
That's bad carbs.
Yes. I mean, you can get whole grain pasta too.
Okay.
Just all about
macaroni and cheese.
9 times out of 10 is gonna be a bad carb. I mean,
every church dinner got macaroni and cheese.
Hey,
There's not a church dinner without macaroni and cheese.
You're right, and that's the thing too. Like, I was telling my mom,
Good point.
You can make stuff healthier. I ain't gonna say you can make it healthy, but you can make it healthier.
Okay.
Less calories.
Okay.
Like, switch to whole grain pasta noodles. You don't have to use the white starchy noodles. Switch to whole grain pasta noodles.
But then that costs more, right?
It depends.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean,
is it harder to cook?
No, that's the same.
Okay.
And I mean, that's the thing too. I was just telling her, like, if we're making spaghetti, you can make ground turkey instead of ground beef. That's gonna make it leaner, more healthier for you without the grease and fat. And honestly, I promise once you put the sauce and everything, it don't taste no different. It don't taste no different.
I agree.
Yeah, and if you season it really with the turkey, season it.
I knew he was gonna shake his head no.
Robert.
No, see what happened is you already knew. They didn't tell you.
Beef taco tastes so much better than turkey tacos.
You're probably right.
Okay.
Have you been to Mango? Mango over in Columbia. They got some turkey tacos and they fire.
Okay. Well, you just gave Mango a shout out.
Mango. Shout out to Mango.
Shout out Mango.
But
you gonna say something, DJ? Okay.
No.
Okay. No. So I'm gonna look at the Bible because this is a congregation that not congregation, but audience that's kind of follow the Bible quite often. So I was looking at some things in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, 19 and 20. Different translation, but basically, or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought with the price. Just there tells me we have a responsibility to take care of our bodies. And I think connecting with what Mr. Potter's doing, Callie's doing, we as a community need to really consider taking care of our health. I mean, that's huge. And it's not even just something, but for all the religious people, it's a biblical thing. This temple belongs to God. And no matter how effective I may be, if I die tomorrow, I'm no longer good for anyone. So I need to try to preserve this body the best way I can. And this is what Mr. Potter is doing. He's trying to encourage people. And so, if you really want to get into some kind of training, you want to reach out to him. Matter of fact, I want to hear about his challenge because, we get ready to move into Southeastern Building. That's our church. And We plan on having a whole facility where people work out and train. I would love to get back to 202 pounds. My wife is laughing, or Michael's laughing. Michael Bowden is laughing.
Michael Bowden over there.
Michael Bowden laughed at me. But anyway, 202 pounds. I'm going to get down to 202 pounds.
That's doable. That's doable.
Doable.
Yeah.
So, with what you do,
How tall are you?
6 flat.
6 flat? I don't know, we might have to get lower than 200.
What do you know? Do you know where I'm at now?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm bad eye.
I'm
Okay.
198.
Huh?
I'm 198.
You're 198. And you're about 6'1", 6'2"?
About 6'1".
6'1", yeah. And you're 198. That's beautiful. That's real beautiful.
Somebody's still laughing. I don't know who that is.
Real beautiful. That's beautiful. That's you. But we're talking about my problem here. That's yours.
Well, I'm saying that's easy to do with
And I
Tank.
believe that.
You know what your height.
So, Callie, how did you lose your 50 pounds?
Basically changing what I ate, how often I ate, when I ate, and then exercising, getting more active. Robert, I do his cardio drumming classes, fit camp. I go to the Y Center on my lunch break every day.
You just took a question from me because I was going to hit that next. I was somewhere and a friend of mine came up to me, Karen Morris, good friend of mine, family.
She was just in town.
And she said to me, "You got to come to the drum program. Somebody drums."
Yes.
And I'm just thinking, drums. She said, "Yes, that's what you can't lose weight doing this." She said, "Bishop, you will be sweating and da 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 da." So that's what you do?
I teach cardio drumming pretty much every day of the week somewhere. And that thing, I didn't create cardio drumming. I want to put that out there. I'm not the creator. I kind of took it over. I call myself the cardio drumming champion. But
now, do you have a facility to do it, or are you looking for?
At my nutrition club, we do it several days a week. I'm also employed by the Y. I teach a couple classes a week at the Y.
Really?
Portage.
And in Portage, up on Friday nights. I teach a class in Portage on Fridays. So, literally every day of the week, I'm somewhere teaching. Some days twice a day, 2 classes. But.
And does the organization cover your expenses, or you get your expenses through your different clients? Like if you went to Kalamazoo, who covers the Kalamazoo?
They pay me for the class. Like most of my classes are like a $5 drop in. At my class in Kalamazoo, because I don't have the facility, we use different space, that everyone provides their own equipment. Most of my classes, like if it's through my nutrition club, through my nutrition club and the Y Center, it's kind of different. The Y, they just pay me to be the instructor. I cover whatever people come to the class. Y members, if you're non-members, it's like a $5 premium upcharge to join the class. And at the Y, we'll have upwards of 65 people in a drumming class when I'm teaching. Not trying to brag, but some of the other classes maybe, and some people try drumming like, I tried that drumming class at the Y and I don't see what the hype is all about. I'm like, because you didn't come with me, you got to come to my class.
And you have drumsticks?
So yeah, you get a 16, 18 gallon rope handle bucket. Some people use it for laundry. Sometimes people use it for with the rope handles. Like
a utility bucket.
With the big bucket, they're round.
You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you get one of them, you got a 65 centimeter aerobics ball. Okay. Like you do abs and stuff, yoga ball. Set that on there.
Has anyone ever done this with Robert? Please, chime in. Let us know about
Put the hearts on the Facebook Live.
Put the hearts on the Facebook Live. And tell us more about this thing. But go ahead, Robert.
So we go for at my class at the Y, about 45 minutes. After 10 minutes, you're going to feel the sweat burning, moving. But we do a lot of squatting, jumping jacks, total body workout. You're going to work your whole body.
But you can do it no matter where you're at, like your physical abilities. Anyone can do it. We have a volunteer that works at my center. She goes to Robert's class and she does it from her seat because her knees are bad. And she loves it. She said this is the most fun she's had exercising her entire life.
Her posting sometimes from time to time really makes me feel good because she's like, I don't know how old she is, but she's like, after all these years of my life, I never thought I would enjoy exercise, and this is so fun. And then, even when I'm drumming at class, I'll see her, she'll start on her chair, but then she'll be up standing, doing a couple songs, and she might sit down again. So that's like she was saying, that's a very good point.
He's done it with the kids.
I've done it with children. I did for the summer camp at Full Blast all summer long. The kids love it. I still see kids like, Coach Robert, we drummed with you, all the time.
So Robert, did you go to school for this? After high school,
No, so
What
I
happened?
I didn't. So after high school, immediately after high school, I went to play football at GRCC Grand Rapids Community College.
Okay.
I played there for 1 year. Continued to gain weight. Really wasn't doing the right stuff as far as a college athlete. So that was when I really started to get up to my biggest weight. I was over 300 pounds that first year. Ended up falling
But you're
into
kind of tall, Robert.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
6'4".
Yeah, so that you don't look as bad.
Yeah, and that's one thing people always like, well, I never knew you was that
Okay.
big. But then, like, that picture I just seen you had on there.
Yeah, I got it.
I got that picture. But, so after high school.
That's gonna be my screensaver.
Motivation.
Go ahead.
I went and played football there. Kind of fell into the wrong party lifestyle, so I dropped off the football team. Got into it with the coach because actually, kind of being, I guess, a little cocky. The coach, which I knew my abilities. I felt like I was one of the best people there. I shouldn't even been here, based on in my own mind. I shouldn't be a junior. I was supposed to go to a D1 school, this and that, but my ACT score didn't allow me, so I got to do a year here and this. So I kind of had the wrong mindset, kind of big-headed, but left that kind of throw me off that track. But I say everything happens for a reason, because if I would have still been playing football and going down that road, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So I am grateful for everything in my life. So I ended up quitting the football team and moving back home, dropped out of school, started going to the factory life, back temp services, all that, went through the whole temps, went to all of them out there in the Fort. And then after my last job, I thought I was about to get hired in. I was excited, like my 90 days, everything. They let me go, and I was just like, "What?" Like I just thought that I was just crushed after that, because I thought that's my final job. So after that, through my church, I was going through First Salem at the time, and through my church, I was entered into a Choose to Lose program. It was like January kickoff, started the Choose to Lose program. That was after, sorry, I jumped up a little bit. So after I lost that job, I decided to stay home because I had some small kids at the time. So I stayed home, sent my ex-wife at the time to work. She was working full time while I was keeping with the kids, because it was just trying to keep daycare and everything. It just made more sense. So I stayed home with the kids, and in January, we joined that program with the church. So I started going to the Y, which gave us a free membership to the Y. Started going to the Y all the time. We take the kids. They had the child care, so me and the kids would go to the Y, be there for a couple hours a day and just working out. I'm a very competitive person, so being in the challenge through the church, I was like, I got to take first place. It was a weight loss challenge, so I got to take first place. So I'm working. That's where I actually found my Herbalife and got into the whole healthy. And I met my coach, who my coach used to be my 4th grade teacher back at Dudley School, and I seen him at the gym. I'm like, hey, Mr. Van Dawson. He's like, hey, how you doing? After our workouts, we go down to the club and try these shakes. Come on down, check it out. So I came down and checked it out and was like, wow, this is pretty good. He's like, yes, healthy nutrition, balanced nutrition, this and this, what you need. It's gonna help you lose weight. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out. So that next day I got some products from him and started doing them at home. And in my first month, I was able to lose 30 pounds. So in January, when I started just working out, going to the gym, kind of changing my eating a little bit, I was able to lose 10 pounds on my own, just kind of working out, doing my own little thing. So then in February, when I started after I met him and started using the shakes and the products, I lost 30 pounds. I was doing the same workouts. The only thing I changed was what I was eating. And he kept on telling me 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I'm on my way to the gym. I'll catch you later. So I would work out. In that first month to only lose 10 pounds. So that was just like, all this working out I'm doing, I only lost 10 pounds. I'm over 350 pounds this time. So I'm like, all the 2 hours a day to only lose 10 pounds, like that was really frustrating for me. So once I seen that 30 pounds that second month, I'm like, okay, he's got something here. So still keeping them workouts on, just switched up my nutrition and what I was putting in my body, was able to lose that 30 pounds. And then from there, continued to work with him and build the community. Was able to lose 100 pounds within 6 months and inspiring other people along the way. And just here I am now, 138 pounds and feeling pretty good.
Listen, y'all, we thought we came on the show to just hear about Herbalife, and we did, and we will. But we also heard something so much powerful. Again, we're listening to a young man who had some challenges, doors shut in his face. But guess what? Listen what he said. He kept on trying. Came back to school. We talked about that situation, talked about jobs in Fort Custer. This is another prime example of hidden jewels that have overcame obstacles, which is what this show is all about. More than just losing weight, He could have just got angry with the system, and maybe he did, but he knew how to bounce back. And this is what this is all about. How do we do this? And I encouraging you. I don't know what church you attend. I don't know really what you do from a spiritual level, but man, you are a life coach, man. You're more than just helping people lose weight. There's young people that need to hear about you. They need to know what you do. And I'm probably sure you're already doing that, but if not, I want to encourage you to pursue that, because you got this winning smile, okay? You prove what you can do with the weight thing. You said something that really caught my attention, because my son, which would be your cousin, he played D1 ball. I should have been D1, but I messed up on his SAT. Boom, that's a message right there. Hey y'all, no matter how strong, good you are, you got to get them books.
Definitely.
That's a message. He knew he should have been playing, but that coach, that happens every day, where coaches just won't recognize your skill, and you just get angry. Then he comes back home, try to go to these temporary. How many times have you heard, Deacon, about these temporary jobs, and people at the table talk about, I go 90 days or 89 days and then I get let go.
Some people go longer than that. Some people go 2 years on
Yes,
this.
it's just ridiculous. Those are things we're going to try to address in our community. Robert been through all that. Then he finally just decided, hey, I'm going to keep going forward. And now look at him. Yeah, let's give Robert a hand, because that's I'm amazed at what I'm hearing. But I'd like to go a little further. And one verse says, rather train yourself up for godliness. While your bodily training is of some value, godliness is of value in every way. So the Bible again clearly says, take care of your health. But you two, where's that spiritual component at? How are y'all doing? What is that spiritual mind? I'm not gonna say I'm closer to God than anybody else, but I'm pretty close. But it's amazing that you can be real close to God, but can't stop eating that pizza at night. That's a separation thing.
Right.
But how y'all doing from a spiritual perspective? Where y'all at in that area of getting that spiritual connection with the body and all that, the body, the soul, the mind?
So yeah, I definitely agree on like total health and fitness, not the inside, but the mindset, your spiritual level, everything. I've been born and raised in church my whole life. My family is very religious. So
Macedonia.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Macedonia. Grew up in that church.
Reverend Young, I think.
Reverend Young.
Yeah.
Pastor Franklin.
Pastor Real.
We transitioned. We moved to First Salem. I was at First Salem for a few years.
Was that Pastor Chandler?
Pastor Tatum.
Oh, Tate. Oh, I haven't met him yet. I heard he's a good
Pastor
brother.
Craig Tatum.
Okay.
Love him to death. Great pastor.
Okay.
But here just recently, I found myself at New Harvest Christian Center. That's where I've been worshiping at. I just became a member of that church with Pastor Ivan and Tina Lee.
Okay. We had she wrote a book.
Sister Lee or Pastor Lee?
No, she went to the church.
Minister Lakia.
She came on the show.
Okay. Yep.
Great show. Her and her husband.
Yep.
And they go to
the Kellys.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
We had 3 folks from your church. Mm-hmm. The lady that was Ramika. She was on the show too.
Okay.
So we've heard a lot about. Hey, Pastor Ivan, you getting a whole lot of folks on the show, man. When you gonna come on the show? I see him at the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, he been
What
to the
gym
gym.
Go to?
We go to Planet Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah. We both be at Planet Fitness.
Pastor Lee be out here doing the Zumba with us too. We do Zumba down here. Pastor Lee be out here getting
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh,
Pastor
man.
Lee done slim down some pounds and stuff.
Okay, Pastor Lee, you hear that? Go ahead, keep going. So you believe in the spiritual part?
Yes, definitely. Obviously, we're all humans. I'm not saying I'm perfect or on the pedestal or anything like that. I'm striving to get better every day.
Okay.
So, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
We're just talking about the whole thing.
My
spiritual,
faith, yeah,
social.
my faith. I consider myself. I'm a Christian man, and I'm just working on the whole thing myself.
Callie, you want to say anything on that?
So we've been talking a lot about physical health, and I think that especially in the African American community, there needs to be more support towards mental health and awareness in that for sure. I think that it's like taboo to talk about in this community, and there are a lot of people that are struggling every single day, and it just needs to be. There needs to be more support, I think, in the African American community towards mental illness. And
are you comfortable with that topic?
Yeah, I
And
am.
do you have a guest? Because I would love to have our producer or scheduler to contact you, because that's the subject I want to talk about. Because I agree with you, the mental health, and bring somebody who's got the knowledge, because that's major, especially in the black community, especially in the black community. And even, I think he was very light on it, Robert, but that bullying thing is huge, man. It's huge.
Especially now, more so now than it was when I was in school, with all the social media and everything else. Like, the bullying don't just stop when you leave. Like, when I left, like, if I didn't see them after school, like, I'd have to see these people. Now it's gonna follow you all day long with Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. Like, ain't no escaping it. It's just here. So that is
Yeah. So Robert, you posted a picture of you when you were like, well, I got it right here, the big one.
Yeah.
But because it's on social media, you can always have ugly people just share it, couldn't they? But you don't care.
Not anymore. So that picture that you just posted, like that was on Facebook already. That was there. That popped up in my newsfeed from 2011. I was like, dang, that was me back then. That's crazy. So I reshared it. That's just I reshared. But I did just post a kind of uncomfortable picture for me. I've always been insecure, like back to the shirts and skins. I've always been insecure in my chest and things like that. So I just did my 9-week transformation challenge, and I posted that out there. And I really didn't want to post that, but after talking to some other people and they're encouraging me, like, you tell everybody else, like, they're being selfish with their results, they don't want to share their stories and this and that. Like, you gonna motivate so many people. So after a conversation with a couple people, I was able to put that out there, and it still is like, and I was thinking like, man, people can share and comment, and this gonna be out there, just me, just out there.
Well, is it true that people can take your post? I mean, if you delete it, is it still?
Oh, I believe once you press post on Facebook, it's out. Like, it's somebody got it. Screenshots, save the photo, somebody got it. Once you press post, it's out there forever.
That's scary, you guys.
It's out there forever.
This is why our generation, this is why everyone sees that's, okay.
You might think you deleted it or took it down or reported the image, but before you did that, somebody screenshotted it. Somebody got it.
Yeah, and I saw you. I saw that one. Yeah, but you lost all the weight. Well, look, man, young lady and young brother, I am just happy that you all came on the show. Dick, you want to say any closing words before I give my...
No, I think both of you guys are examples and an asset to the community.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely.
People look up to you. So I see Robert. I see you at the gym sometimes at the Y Center, and you focused. He's focused. He's getting his workout in, and that's good. So a lot of times when I'm working out, I'm reluctant to walk up to somebody and just start carrying a conversation, because when I'm there, I want to get my workout done. Mm-hmm. We can talk, a little bit, but I'm there for a reason. So that's strictly, you got your blinders on.
Yeah. Robert, we do have a senior program, man, and I would love to have you come and talk to the young people. The younger, I call them young people, but they're older than us. They're 75 and over. But man, just the hope that you give people, I think it's amazing. And we would love to talk with you about maybe how you can render services to a certain group of people, because that is exciting. Hey, y'all, we're going to leave here soon, but just want to say, a balanced approach to exercise and health. Wow. We should, as Christians, we should pursue it. We should exercise. It's good for our bodies as well as our mindset. We should take care of health. However, never lose sight of your intentions of knowing who God is. The reason we care for our bodies is not just to prolong our lives or gain popularity, but it's because we value and we desire the steward that God has gave us. So in my closing, I always acknowledge my ancestors. My mother, who is alive and I love her greatly. My grandparents, her parents, Lil Dale Perry Sr. and Ruby Elizabeth Perry. Those are my grandparents on my mother's side. And then my father, who has passed away, the late great Hugh Smith, his mother was Gussie Smith and Edward West Smith. I always tell you, connect with your roots. Connect with where you came from, because if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. You always should have in your family a map and a globe, because if you don't know where you're going, you don't know how to travel. And if you can't travel, you remain stagnated, staying still. Today, we learned a lot about health, fitness, being positive, open-mindedness. We're going to cover mental health. I just want to continue to encourage you to tune in every Saturday and Sunday at the kitchen table. And again, I like to close in prayer, but one more time, let's give Callie and Robert one big hand, one more time. Let's pray. Get everybody hand together. Deacon, I'm gonna let you lead us in prayer this time.
Father, we thank you for this show. We thank you for allowing Callie and Robert to be here, sharing health and fitness. Lord God, we ask that you open up doors continually in their lives. Continue to bless us, Lord Jesus, and bless those who have watched the show today. We thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, y'all. We all done. Y'all did it. Goodbye.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backwards thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much.
AccessVision. Your voice, your community.